Good morning, everyone. Sitting out here on the edge of the highway, the byway. Okay, so I hope you saw the little cup video that was before this one. That product worked very well for what I was doing. I just didn't have everything set up the way it needed to be. But that little cup is going to stand up to what I think it can stand up to. And they will be put in our run bags. And inside of them, I will put coffee, tea, and, other little things for drinks. What a great little cup. And even if you start getting some fumes off the paint, eventually it will burn off, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, though. It was holding its own. Okay. Oh, and Shaky, my special chicken, got it. So anyway, I want to talk about something else, though. I want to talk about age. I am in my mid-50s-ish. I'm too old to go roller skating. I'm going to tell you that right now. I am too old to go roller skating. Now, my pre-teens and teens, I was at the roller rink as much as I could be. I am too old to go break horses. I've been broke by horses before, and if I were to go try to break horses now, they would break me for the rest of my life, which would probably be short. I am too old to go on the cliffs and go mushroom hunting along the hillsides that I used to go on. Now, I could go some places, but as far as the way I used to hunt mushrooms, there's no way. I'm too old. My body's too old. My mind is not old. And I think that's what we forget when we see people that are very, very old still in jobs that they need to be out of. Okay. They want to raise the retirement age. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that's not right. I had and looked at a list of 20 of the oldest people in Congress right now. The youngest, well, I went ahead and I only listed, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did 8 of 20. Okay, I got tired of writing them down. The oldest on this list is 90. And she did finally decide that she was going to retire. That would have been Feinstein. Sorry. And of course, she's from California. She's a Democrat. The second oldest one on just this short list is 89 from Iowa. His name is Grassley. He is a Republican. I mean, 90 years old, 89 years old, 83, 81, 89, 86, 86, 86, 85. Okay, so we haven't hit 100 yet. But they're wanting to they want to raise the retirement age. Okay. These old turds. All they have to do is roll out of bed and go to these hearings, and what? They fly in, they stay for a couple of days, and then they fly home. Of course, they're working, right? I guess. But I worked in long-term care for a very long time. And I'm going to tell you something. This group of 8 would be no different than the people that I worked with in the long-term facilities. I'm just saying. I mean, they needed help with cooking. I'm pretty sure these people do not cook for themselves. They needed help with being dressed. I don't know if they can dress themselves or not. There were some toileting and hygiene issues at that age because you just can't bend and move and work the way you did. There are reminiscing thoughts. Now, when you're 90 years old and you're reminiscing, okay, You're reminiscing a longer of a time than I am reminiscing. It's time to cap their age. And I absolutely believe that. I believe that if they are in there until they're 70, they should retire. Okay, they're not working their bodies like people who are the blue collar workers, the laborers, the CNAs in facilities, other workers that are on their feet all day, every day, 8 hours a day for 65, 66 years. They're not living that life. These people need to go. We have generations of people standing behind us. I am 50. What am I? 53. I'll be 54 this year. I always forgot. There are people behind me coming up. They're educated. They're ready to take the reins. They're chomping at the bit. Now, I do believe that at 50, between 40 and 55, you are at your prime of knowing what's going on around you, if you're paying attention, and if there is no mental deficit. Now, I do not think that this is going to go over well, and I really, this is my channel, so I'm going to give my opinion. I don't think Biden, and nor do I think Trump should be running for president. I think they are too old. I think it's time for them to back up and look and see who's out there. Now, I have my ideas of who I think would make good presidents. I have my ideas of who I think should stay in Congress and those that should go. I want to know that in each facet of my needs in life, that there is a representative for that need. For example, I don't have an issue with gun ownership. I don't have a problem with restrictions on guns either. Okay? So I want to make certain that that is represented. I want to make certain that it's representative how I feel about policies, healthcare policies, Social Security policies, the SNAP benefit policies. I want to know that that is being represented correctly. But I can tell you that these 8 people on this list, from 81 to 90, should have retired 30 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever. It's time. It's time to see what's going to happen next. Now, we can say we've been through a worldwide pandemic. We have been through protests. We have been through a breach at the Capitol building. We have seen things that we as preppers think about, but we've seen them. And being prepared for the next step, I really believe that it's imperative. Whether it's, I can't get out this winter and go get groceries, or I can't afford to go buy groceries because I'm trying to pay my electric bill, I've got food. I am food secure for me right now, across the board. If I couldn't shop anymore, I am food secure for me. Of course, not for my dogs or my goats or my chickens, but I'm pretty close. I mean, if things got really bad, I could feed them out of my pantries the way they're stocked. And that's how I stocked my pantries, was to make certain that everything else on my property could eat. I didn't stock up for my neighbors. Okay? I have tried to impart wisdom on them. Go to the food banks. Get those foods that you can put in your pantry for free. Buy the deals that you can afford and do this on a regular basis, and you will be able to take care of your family if something happens. Don't come to my house. Just saying. Is that selfish? No, I put a lot of time and investment into the preps that I have in my home. Just saying. Okay, so let's talk about this too. Now, Mitt Romney, who married the Heinz fortune woman, heiress to the Heinz fortune, married her, and now he has retired. And you know what? On that book cover, he looks pretty good. He's not a bad looking guy, but he retired. And I'm going to tell you something. At this point in time, I have not seen a lawsuit go out after him for what he has put in the book from his experiences being in Washington. So that tells me that what's in the book is true. So I can't wait to get a hold of this book and read it, because I want to hear from his perspective, his experiences with people that he was in with on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. I want to figure it out. I want to hear it. Because apparently no one's suing him, so no one has any back that he's lying, right? Just saying. So there's no defamation suits as far as I know. Now, there's something interesting that I want you to do. Okay, so the book's name is Romney, A Reckoning. Reckoning is a horrible word to me that scares me, but that's the name of the book. Romney, A Reckoning. Now, whether you like Mitt Romney or you think that he's blowing smoke up your butt or he's telling you things that you don't like or he's from the opposite side, whatever. Or he's on the right side, but he's not on the right side, but he's on this side and he's not on your side. Well, he's telling you from his perspective, his experiences, and no one has filed suit. Period. Okay, something that you should do is probably read that book or read excerpts from the book, but read them in a manner that you're not pulling things out like people do with the Constitution. So anyway, the Heinz fortune. There is on the History Channel, I think it's the History Channel. I don't think it's Discovery. I think it's History. And it's called Foods That Changed America. Look for the Heinz episode. Because the Heinz episode is so interesting to me, and how people were living and how their food and meat tasted and how he developed this in his home. Very, very interesting. But anyway, so what do you think? I'm too old to go roller skating. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance.